Okay, this is the first section I'm going to be talking about from my book, Prevent and Reverse Parkinson's Disease and Chronic Fatigue Syndrome. The book kind of started out, first of all, I was interested in how does one have more energy? How does one minimize fatigue in general, not specifically chronic fatigue syndrome? Okay, and then I also was interested in Parkinson's because I knew I could do better than the famous guys on Parkinson's. And then I became more interested in chronic fatigue syndrome. I was also interested in sleep. I'm going to have a chapter on sleep. So anyways, the first introductory material is pretty boring. If you know me, the people who watch my YouTube channel, most of them have seen my videos before, so I'm not going to go through all the intro stuff. I'm going to jump right to the first chapter on decision fatigue. I just had in my intro, though, this one picture. This is about, here's me at 63 years of age, and this is about a little bit less than half of the books I've written. And the point I was saying, it takes energy to do all this. So I know a lot about generating energy. And as usual, I always try to start the book off with jokes and pictures. That's when I was fat. I lost all the weight. I got fat in my 30s, lost all the weight. So just another reminder, I know what it's all about to go from fat and sick to becoming healthy again. All right, so we'll skip this introductory stuff, and now we'll get to the first chapter I want to share with the audience here. Decision fatigue in a typical day. So the point of this is that this is not chronic fatigue syndrome. This is just for a regular person trying to optimize their energy levels, to be efficient, to be able to get a lot done. And one of the first things you want to do is you want to simplify your life as much as possible. Make a list on a piece of paper every 30-minute interval in your day and say, am I getting the most out of my time? So you don't want to waste any time if you can avoid it. It'll make you a lot more efficient. And the reason you want to be efficient is you probably got something that you actually really care about. Lots of us have a ton of tedious stuff we have to do for our jobs to make money. But you'll also have something that you're really enthusiastic about, and you want to free up time for it. So you got to be real efficient and avoid anything. And the first question is, what are humans meant to do on planet Earth? I think we're meant to walk around in extended family groups looking for something to eat, primarily plant food, different ages, helping each other. So we're outdoors in the daytime, we're getting sunshine, we're getting exercise. Then we sleep at night. Okay, the modern version is we're supposed to live like Adam and Eve, but keep your indoor heating and plumbing. That's sort of the rule of thumb to help you know what to do, and that answers a lot of questions. Could Adam and Eve have eaten it? And if the answer is no, I'm going to assume they had fire to cook starch. But other than that, I'm going to assume the answer is no. If it's processed food, they couldn't eat it, okay? Like Jack LaLanne would say, if man made it, don't eat it. If God made it, then you can eat it, okay? So what's decision fatigue? It means analysis paralysis, having too many choices, and it wears you out. Okay, better to keep life simple. For example, I only have two colors of dress shirts, light blue and white. Okay, so I'll either wear one of those. So that takes a little decision, but not much. Okay, all of my socks are black, no exception. So I never have to find a pair that matches. They always match. Okay, all of my t-shirts for dressing up are white t-shirts. All of my t-shirts for exercising are black t-shirts. I never have to think about it, and I like it that way. So let's see. What's I going to get at here? I always wear 100% cotton underwear, always the same pair. I never have to think about it. So by not having to make decisions on this, I don't waste any brain power with the repetitive, tedious decisions every day like that. Okay, I don't use any shampoo, so I don't put all those toxins in my hair. And I would never wear, all my shirts are cotton. I don't wear anything that's not cotton. I would never wear one of those no iron shirts. When they say no iron, they stiffen the shirt material with formaldehyde, which is carcinogenic. It's a toxic substance, okay? And so I say if you wear a no iron shirt, which is most of what they sell in stores, that means you're a dumbass, okay? For pants, I'll wear something like wool 100%. And like I said, the only thing that touches my privies is 100% organic cotton, the best cotton. I tend to wear, the same type of pants, wool pants, all the time. Let's see, what else? I wear the same pair of shoes every day. A black pair of loafers. I have a couple extra copies of them, so if one gets wet or something, I'll just wear the other one. When I come home from work, it's the same thing every day. Should shower, shave, showtime, make a YouTube video, then eat dinner. Okay, not too exciting, but it works. I eat the same, similar diet all the time, low-fat vegan. It's sustainable. I've done it for many, many years. I'm very glad. For shaving, I just use soap, no shaving cream. What I'm trying to do is avoid all chemicals as much as I can, use as few chemicals as possible. The only chemical I touch in my body is simple, transparent soap, hypoallergenic, whatever, unscented. I used to use baby shampoo, but I stopped doing it because it doesn't make any difference. I don't have much hair, but it makes no difference in my hair. And it had at least 3 estrogenic chemicals in it, even the simplest baby shampoos. I don't wear any deodorant. I think deodorant is stupid. I think if you're a conformist dummy, if you wear deodorant, because you walk in a room and say, hey, how you doing? You don't smell each other's armpits. If somebody's smelling your armpits, you're already intimate with them, okay? Because typically that stuff has aluminum in it, which is a metalloestrogen, and it has a parabenzoic acid preservative. Your lymphatics are shared between your armpit and your breast. So, and a lot of people women shave their armpits. So now the deodorant is getting mixed through your lymphatics into the upper outer quadrant. It used to be in like 1920s, 25% of breast cancer was upper outer quadrant. Now it's about 60%, and it's thought due to dumping these estrogenic chemicals into the armpit every day. Pretty stupid. You're not like a dog sniffing each other when you walk in the room. Okay, let's see what else. I never use a blow dryer. I don't want all that EMF next to my head. I don't have much hair anyways. Just one wipe with a towel is good enough. If you want it to stay down, just comb it right away after you get out of the shower. That's all it takes. You don't need to put anything in it. Let's see here. I think you should always dress nice, if you're going to be in front of other people, just a sign of respect. Let's see what else. I made a video about how to dress for men. Okay. It's also control how people treat you. I mean, if you dress nice, they're going to think you're wealthy and educated. If you dress like a bum, they're going to think you're a bum. Okay. I also, like I said, I only wear 100% cotton T-shirts. The only thing that varies in my outfit from day to day is the tie for the most part, and that works. So I don't waste any thought thinking about getting dressed. For me, that's like instant. What's for dinner? I made a mukbang video about what I eat for dinner, but basically it's low-fat vegan diet. Okay? To simplify my life for time management, like with my former ex-wife, I would just write her one check a month so I didn't have to pay any bills. Because, the question is like, I'm a full-time doctor. I work long clinical hours. How could I possibly have written over 30 books if I'm working full-time? The average doctor in their entire career will write 0. If you had 1,000 doctors, out of that 1,000, one of them would write one book would be about typical. Maybe 2 of them would write a book at the most. Okay, that would be maybe in an academic center a little more than that, but at a private practice, I use none of them. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, how could I do so much? Run a YouTube channel and write all these books. It's because I simplify my life. And my ex-wife used to pretty much function like a landlord. Okay, we had 5 dogs. She picked up all the dog crap, managed the property. I just gave her money, But, we had different value systems, okay? Because I have a goal every weekend to write a book chapter, to figure out some complex medical issue. I always had something to do, but, she was taking my money and traveling, okay? Looking for entertainment. I think women are made, before birth control was widespread, they have about 10 babies, okay? And they've been, ever since the beginning of time, women have been busy with all these babies. But nowadays, they're only having 1.5, so they got all this free time on their hands. They want to travel. They want to go to a restaurant. They want to go to a water park. They need amusement because they're not busy academically usually. All right, well, enough of all that, okay? I basically, I'm always working. I like working. And I like working on my own projects. That's interesting to me. Clinical work is busy work for me. I'm grateful that I have a job, but it's not that exciting. I don't want to go into all that stuff here. I didn't even have a cell phone. I used to just not have a cell phone. Because almost nobody calls me. Almost nobody contacts me. Let's see, what else? All that was a good way to simplify things, avoid EMF. I was shocked when my ex-wife divorced me. I was shocked by it. My SMV is a lot higher than hers. But it happened. So then I had to adjust and re-simplify my life. Let's say, anyways, I don't use laundry detergent unless you're working on an oil rig or something. What do you need laundry detergent for? I just rinse it in hot water because laundry detergent is full of estrogenic chemicals. And, the container is made out of BPA or some equivalent plastic. It's conditioned with phthalates, another plastic estrogenic. BPA is estrogenic. And then the laundry detergent itself is estrogenic. So there's 3 estrogenics right there. And the softener is anti-wrinkle stuff in the dryer. That's estrogenic too. So you want to avoid as much modern industrial stuff as you can. You'll be healthier and you'll simplify your life. I talked about deodorant. I talked about aluminum being a metalloestrogen. So the point I'm making is you're constantly exposed to all these toxins. And I think like the whole pink ribbon for breast cancer is a big joke. What's the pink ribbon? We're raising money for breast cancer. Yeah, you bunch of stupid idiots just giving money to the chemotherapy company to give them your money, okay? None of these places ever empower the women and teach them about estrogenic chemistry, how you need a water filter, just a carbon filter even to get the estrogenics out of your tap water. And then all the other things you can do, avoiding meat, avoiding leaky gut, et cetera, the estrogens in meat and CAFO, concentrated animal feeding organizations. Okay. I never owned a TV set. Boob tube is for dummies. There's nothing a TV can do the internet can't do better. I would make reminders on a note card. Like before I go to bed, if I got like 3 important things to do the next day, I'll put them on my note card, and then I don't think about it anymore, and I just do whatever's on my note card. I always put the thing I need to remember in a spot where I can't avoid it. Like you can put it right in front of the front door. You could put it in front of your computer. You could put it next to your phone. Put it anywhere you want, in the kitchen, whatever, where you know you're going to have to see it. And that works for remembering stuff. So by keeping life simple, you are more productive, you're less stressed out, and you got more time to do the things you want to do. That's also why I eat the OMAD diet. OMAD means 1 meal a day. It's kind of like the Roman soldier diet, I work all day, and then I come home, and I just eat, and then I go to sleep. Like what the Roman soldiers do. They work all day, and then they eat a big dinner, and they go to bed when it's dark out. And that works. I don't know why. Some people say, well, don't you get hungry? No, I don't get hungry at all. My body's trained to do that. Some people fast for 2 days on end. And I think, too, I usually have some beans. Beans tend to have the longest secondary satisfaction of hunger of any food. But I don't know. I've been doing it for many years, and it works. I like it because what that means is, you're smartest in the morning. I want to do my academic work in the morning. I do my clinical hospital work in the morning. I got to be really busy. I don't want to have to eat lunch. I don't, after you eat, you often have to do a number 2. I don't want to have to do any of that in the daytime. I just want to work. I have one before I go to work, but what I'm trying to say is this enables me to work very intensely, very fast, with no distractions, no interruptions. And then when I come home at night, eat. So anyways, I've been doing this for a long time, and it's enabled me to be very productive, very efficient, and I like it. I'm happy with it. I'm real happy with my whole routine. So anyways, I hope you found that helpful, and I hope if you emulate some of that stuff, it'll free up some time and some energy for you and be useful to you.